Welcome back, everyone, and today we're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins' future and what is next for this team. As many of you know, my first real prediction video was the Miami Dolphins to make the playoffs. They did not do that, so let's get right into it. So for the Fins, they ended the season awfully in a blowout loss to the Buffalo Bills, where they were looking to play for a playoff spot. If they won the game, they would have been in, but they did not succeed. Now, the main issue with this game was that Tua was not pushing the ball downfield, and many people were quick to blame the offensive coordinator. Breaking news. While I was recording this happened to break that Gailey is retiring from the Dolphins offensive coordinator position. Now, Dolphins fans on Twitter and Reddit are rejoicing. Now, I did look, and it says that the Dolphins are looking to hire internally with their tight end coach, George Goodsey, or possibly their running back coach, Eric Studsville. They are the top candidates, as Brian Flores has been stated saying, Studsville is a great coach and communicator, whose future as the offensive coordinator and possibly head coach. For Dolphins fans, you can kind of pump the brakes on thinking you might hire like an Eric Bieniemy or a Brian Dable as a coordinator, as they're looking for more head coaching positions. So I'm thinking if they do stay internal, it seems like Brian Flores does trust the staff he hired, because he did bring in most of these guys from like his experience with New England. I remember Gailey was someone he brought over. So if he's looking to improve next year, they're going to find that new offensive coordinator is probably going to be someone who's been within the organization. I'm going to have to look up what Dolphins fans are saying about these coaches, see if they're the right fit or if they want to hire someone outside of the organization. But it's pointing towards that Brian Flores is looking for someone that he wants, really more tailored towards his play style. And next, we'll move on to what free agents are leaving the Dolphins coming up this season. Now, to start off our free agent list, Ryan Fitzpatrick, probably the biggest name on here, is most likely going to retire or sign with another team. I don't see him wanting to play in this two-quarterback system again. It was fun while it lasted, though. That Fitz magic. Next up, Matt Breida is a speed running back who also is good at catching out the backfield. I think they do need to re-sign him. And also, they have a deep running back core with like Salvin Ahmed, who's also been playing good this season, and Myles Gaskin, another receiving back. So if they can sign Breida, this could be a really good running back triplets setup, kind of like how the Rams are doing it. Ted Karras, their starting center, they should re-sign. He's been with the team for a while. Kamal Grugier-Hill, and Vince Spiegel, both outside linebackers who've been playing well next to Jerome Baker. I think they'll re-sign these players. Nick Needham, another corner. I don't think they will re-sign him. He didn't get as many snaps this season. Then Mac Hollins, a wide receiver who I think they're not going to re-sign many of these wide receivers, or they probably will, just for like backups, because they're going to draft a lot. Now, I'd say for probably the biggest part of the Dolphins offseason and biggest move they'll have to make is within this 2021 NFL draft. Now, since the Dolphins did trade that Laramie Tunsil for the Texans' first overall pick, they now have the third selection because the Texans were abysmal this season. Now, Miami is looking for mostly wide receiver and offensive line. But what they could start off with is possibly drafting Penei Sewell. He's touted as like a generational type offensive lineman. So they could draft him with their third overall pick if he falls, because most likely Jets and Jaguars are going to get that QB. And then they could get a good wide receiver with how deep this class is looking at 17, who's someone like Rashad Bateman or like Rondale Moore, or Jalen Waddle, if they fall that low, because I could see Devontae Smith going really high. I mean, he just won Heisman. Or the Dolphins could trade away Tua and get a veteran quarterback with that 3rd overall pick, and see if they get a wide receiver later. And then they could work for the playoffs with that. Their defense has already proven that I don't think they really need to make improvements on this defense. It's mostly young, and their big players like Xavier Howard and Byron Jones are secured on big contracts already. So they're mainly looking for offense in this draft. So maybe trading back, get Tua to possibly like a Stafford like quarterback, a veteran who has experience, maybe some playoff experience, get you to the playoffs. Because Brian Flores is definitely the coach for this team. Now, that's kind of a stretch. Because a lot of people are saying Tua is the issue, but it's only his rookie season, remember. And Gailey just retired, so that could be another detractor of how Tua was playing this season. Because Gailey made him throw screens and slants and just drag routes, and it was very short passes. And then once they get down by 20, then they decide to pass deep. Now, another option could be that they just go all out and draft like Kyle Pitts and then get a wide receiver, so that this passing offense was starting to have like a ton of weapons. Now, Kyle Pitts is also being touted as another generational talent on the offensive side. He tight end from Florida, extremely athletic dude, and just a huge body to cover. So the Dolphins have a ton of options in this draft. And remember, they also have 2 picks in the 2nd round. So a lot of, players that might have slipped, down the boards that other teams didn't like. Maybe the Dolphins were scouting some offensive players. Since they can be a little more focused on their draft and in the 2021 draft. As Eric Rowe gets the nice pick there. We like that. But yeah, so the Dolphins have wide range of options here. I think they could do whatever they want. I don't see them trading Tua. I heard it proposed on like Dolphins Reddit, and a couple YouTubers have been saying it, but that seems a little far-fetched. I mean, you just picked him last year with a very high selection, 3rd overall pick. I don't know why they would trade him like that. Give him a little bit more time, a new offensive coordinator that lets him push the ball down the field, and Tua could look nice with like player with like Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle next to Devontae Parker. That makes, and Mike Gesicki, can't forget about him. This offense could start to look really explosive in the next season. Dolphins just have to make the right moves in the draft. And yeah, that's about it for the Dolphins off-season take. We'll have a more updated thing. I kind of want to get this video out since I did make that why the Dolphins will make the playoffs video. So yeah, thanks for watching and have a blessed day. Don't forget to like and subscribe.